Hello and welcome to us in our Tech Bytes. Today we're going to build the Mark 85 Ironman back piece. I finally finished 3D printing all the pieces after multiple failures thanks to bad adhesion, thanks to power failures, thanks to various things. I've made a few discoveries, and I've also acquired an uninterruptible power supply for my printer so that if the power goes out it can at least keep printing for a little while. So let's get started. Okay, before I go on, I want you to notice something. There's actually a pretty good gap in this piece right there. That's actually due to it warping off the bed ever so slightly. That's okay. The way we're going to fix this is we're going to pump it full of the 3D printing pen material on the back side, and then when we get to the front, we'll actually sand it down and use a razor blade to make it flush with the front surface, and then we'll use the 3D glue to actually make that a very thin finish. So I'll show you guys how I do that. One thing you can do to actually make it a little bit easier on yourself as well is see how on this backside here we can still kind of see through it. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to put a piece of tape right across here, and that's going to help us prevent the plastic from bleeding out too much. Okay, we're getting pretty good, but we definitely need some more plastic in there, so we're actually going to start filling from the front side. We're going to be very careful about how we do this because we don't want to create a huge bulge of plastic on this side. That's going to make it harder for us to deal with later. So go one pass at a time, just be very slow, methodical, and careful. What you can do is you can grab a piece of tape and you can kind of push down on the plastic. Try not to burn yourself, but while it's still warm. I'm not sure you can make it out on the camera, but I'm not quite happy with how that seam turned out. So I'm actually going to try and cut that center spot weld that I did and see if I can tighten that seam up a little bit. Okay, I managed to cut it, but now it's kind of stuck in a position where I need to push it together really tightly to be able to actually get that seam to close properly. So I'm going to put a big glob of plastic on there so it kind of stays malleable, and then I'm going to put a bead right there and just push together. There we go, I've made that seam a lot smaller now. It's time for the 3D glue. I talked about this a little bit last time. I'm going to go grab some gloves and we're going to start painting the seam. There we go. Still needs some sanding, but once it's sanded down, it should be ready for a coat of paint. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.